Alright guys, so welcome to the very first commentary on this channel. Today I'm playing some Kha'zix in the jungle. And I like starting the green jungle item because in general I feel like the shield and the tenacity helps me survive as an assassin basically because you have to kind of jump in and very often you're going to take a lot of uh, damage right off the bat. So I feel like this extra tenacity on the green jungle item and the shield that it gives you helps with your survivability a bit. So yeah, that's the reason I take the green jungle item. And yeah, this is a open that I kind of do very often, where I just try to go over to the top side enemy jungle and drop a ward on their buff, top side buff, and then quickly channel back, starting at about 54 seconds. So then you kind of make it just in time for your buff to spawn, and on the way, quickly grab the Oracle lens. And we're off to our red buff. And I paint for the Ezreal and Lux to come over and leash for us. And they're here. Okay, so current game plan for me right now, right off the bat, as I'm clearing here, what I was initially thinking was that I would, oh, that's an unfortunate death, but yeah, my initial game plan right now was that I would clear all the way up and try to gank Timo, because I feel like if the Viego starts snowballing a bit, then yeah, he could really take over the top lane and kind of spill that over to the rest of the game. And yeah, that's the plan for now. Unless something happens, then I would kind of alter it, of course, because you don't want to be too fixed to a certain plan. You want to be able to adapt as the game evolves. So we take our red into the Krugs, into the Raptors, and Victor's getting poked out quite a bit. But Ari's taking a lot of poke too. So honestly, she has like she has just over half HP. So it looks like a good gank for Kha'Zix. And just like that, we grab ourselves first kill. And with that, we go back to our Claire. I mean, we could back here, but then it's just about like a too long sword back. I just don't think that's worth it. So we go to our wolves, and we get through. And with Kha'Zix, one thing that I've kind of learned is that uh, smiting the raptors and the wolves is, I think, the most optimal smites on Kha'Zix, because the Grom, the red buff, blue buff, and Krugs to quite an extent can be isolated, so you kind of deal a lot of single target damage, whereas the raptors and wolves, it's kind of hard to do that. So I generally like save my smite for those items, for those camps. And over here the team looks really low, but unfortunately for us the Hecarim shows up too, so we can't quite leap in there. We could, but then Hecarim would probably clean us up. And actually at this point I don't even think we can kill the Teemo, because the moment we jump in he's gonna blind us. Our Q might be able to finish him if he was isolated, but he's not. So yeah, if we jump in right now, that's just gonna be an end. We could perhaps jump in right now, but like we have a flash and then we could E into him. But yeah, no, I don't think that's the way to go at this moment, because we have to keep in mind that the Hecarim kind of snowballs quite heavily too, so we don't want to give him any unnecessary kills. As Kha'Zix, you gotta look to pick up kills anywhere you can, but at the same time, you should avoid giving free kills. And there, getting the team up kill would be pretty good for us, but then there's a very good chance we'd have a shutdown and the Hecarim would get that. So overall, I just feel it's not worth it. So we just go ahead and take the Grump and reset. And now we're off to our Raptors. I mean, not Krugs, I mean. I keep getting those mixed up. This Hecarim's really camping mid at this point, but I feel like our mid's doing decently well to not die to it. So that's great. So yeah, clearing the Krugs, something that I try to do is first focus the smaller of the two Krugs, and once you clear that, you can isolate the big one, so you deal additional damage. And right here, this is like Kha'zix's dream, where like someone just face checks you into a brush. So firstly, you get a Q, you get an isolated Q first, then you walk up to them, and you EWQ with autos on the wing. And we pick up free kill bot too, which is flash and isolated Q, the Nico, and down she goes. And with Hecarim and Nico dead, it's perfect time for Dragon. But unfortunately, at this point though, uh, I see the Ari rotating. I don't know if she was actually looking to rotate, but she went off the map in mid, so there was a very good chance she would come towards me, and unfortunately we died there, and the Hecarim takes steals the dragon too. He gets a shutdown and gets the dragon. That was not very good on our part, but it's alright. We're still quite a bit ahead. We've gotta try and maintain our lead. Our team's not doing so hot at this moment, but as Kha'Zix, I'm quite ahead at this moment, so gotta try and keep that tempo up. And right now the bot lane looks really low, and gotta get at least one kill there, at least. And so right there, the reason that I picked the Orianna is because the moment I showed, the Nico used her W, so she sent a clone in one direction and she went in the other. And if I used my E to try to jump on Nico, there's just about a 50-50 chance that I would pick the clone, right? So if I pick the clone and I use my isolated Q on it, I get nothing. So I just pick the safer of the two options. Jump on Orianna, burst it down real quick, and off we go with our clear now. Quickly take our red. We auto Q auto. Q is a auto attack cancel, and it's an auto attack reset. And Ari looks kind of gankable right now, but right now, basically our passive is that when an enemy is isolated, we kind of deal additional damage with all our abilities, basically. So I'm currently waiting for the Ari to actually be isolated. We jump in. Unfortunately, she had flash. So we go ahead, see if we can take the scuttle crab. The Hecarim cannot do this. So we just pick up an easy kill. He goes to right at the end of that too, I think. And we could technically try to chase the Teemo here, but in my opinion, it's not worth it because there's a very good chance that he's probably got shrooms that are all the way to top lane there, and our Viego and Victor got a kill on the Ahri, so that's huge for us. Because here's the thing though, like at the end of the day, Kha'Zix, he is a carry jungler, but he's still an assassin at the end of the day. So if you're the only one fed on the entire on your team, things probably not gonna end too well for you. So it's great for us that our mid and top are getting fed too. And Viego pinged that Timo was right there. And this is an easy gank for us. Timo might trade 1 for 1 here. He does get the kill, but we can just quickly secure the kill. Hecarim absolutely has no chance of killing us right now. I just R to try and kill him, try to jump on him, but then his minion wave just arrives in time, so he's not isolated anymore. If he was isolated, I could totally have burst him down, but I can't anymore because he's not isolated anymore. So real quick, try to trim this wave down. If we can quickly get rid of this wave, then we can jump on him, burst him down. Now he's isolated, so boom, down he goes. And the waves into the turret, and we have a control ward in the Herald. Timo has a control ward in the Barrage there, so we take the control ward first, and we can go ahead and stop the Herald right now. There's some action happening in mid lane right now. We see the Ahri leave the mid lane into the river. If he had some vision right above the Herald pit right there, I could have looked for an E over the wall to isolate a Q, kill the Ahri, but unfortunately I didn't have any vision, and I don't have Prowler's Claw yet, so I don't think it's worth for me to actually um, blind E jump, because if I get charmed, I am as good as dead, because I'm kind of low. And right there, when as Hecarim was actually zooming into us, I could have actually jumped on him, but he had his E running, so you kind of get CC'd for a second. And given that I wasn't quite like full health, I wasn't as healthy as I could be, I just opted to not do that. And right now, we just noticed that the Hecarim had red buff, so we just settled for taking the Raptors. If he didn't have the red buff, we could have gone ahead and take his red too, but he had his red, so we can just quickly go over. Dragons up. Our team might get Hecarim here, but no, not quite. But that's alright. Bot lane looks kind of gankable, but I would be going into a 1v2 there. I would much rather go for the definite definite play, which is the dragon. Because if I go bot, there is a chance that I get a double kill, but there's also a chance that I trade a 1 for 1, which is definitely not worth for me at this point. And at this point, I could actually go for the Orianna, because that's the definite kill. But this is a bit of a tempo reset, because I want to reset and get back on the map as my bot side jungle is spawning. My red spawned just now, so I'm gonna clear bot to top. Starting with Raptors. Right now, basically none of the objectives are on the map. So like the Herald's down, the Dragon's down. So there's not much for us to actually do. And yeah, I think a really good playstyle for Kha'Zix is to kind of like keep an eye on the map, see what's happening, kind of be very reactive. I feel like a reactionary playstyle is really good on Kha'Zix. Try to see where you can kind of capitalize, where you can grab yourself some kills. And this looks really good for us right now. As long as you don't get CC'd. And right off the bat, we get CC'd. We get Nico E into an RE, and we flash. And then fortunately, RE had R. So we died to the Nico. And I think the Nico ignited us there too. But that's alright. Actually, it's alright because we're very ahead at this moment, but that is less than ideal. Oh, that is so sad. So yeah, what happened there was Nico was a minion, and Victor thought he had the Ahri, but then Nico just popped up, and it was an instant 2v1. So yeah, when the enemy team has a Nico, there's a constant threat that the Nico could just be anywhere. She could be anything. So you gotta keep that in mind always. This is a rework for real though. Like I don't know if they're gonna like go back on it, like they're gonna half fix it somehow. But it right now it's hilarious. The Nico rework, it's yeah. Cause like she can actually turn into wards, she can turn into scuttle crabs. I don't know. Like I feel like they need to like enforce some kind of restrictions on it, some kind of constraints where like I don't know, like if you're a ward, you can't, or I don't know, I don't exactly know how to go about it, but right now it just seems a little too open. So we see a fight happening mid-air anyway, and we grab ourselves a free kill. Victor goes down, but we get the hack rim, and we probably die here. Yes, we do. Okay, so Nico gets our kill once again. The Nico is kind of big right now. Gotta watch out. Hmm. Did we do this? That's one. And the Nico is a minion once again. Holy fucking shit. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. And we get a shutdown on the Ori. That's huge. That's huge. Because right now the Ezreal's quite behind in the game, so that shutdown goes quite a long way, I think, for AD carry. So the dragon's gonna spawn in about like less than a minute. So we're gonna try to set up a little bit of clear some vision, try to do a little bit of a setup for the drag. And before that, we can just probably go quickly grab our Krugs. So at this moment, I think the play for me is to quickly farm up to my level 11 so that I get my W evolved. So we take our Raptor, see if we can get anything else. But oh, we have a buy though. We can just real quick go and get our item. That would be a big spike for us. But just as we were gonna do that, a fight breaks out in mid. See if we can clean up here. That was a bit of a terrible jump. I think we're just gonna pay the price by dying here. I probably advantage just as she dashed away. Can we kill the Nico here? Probably not. That was absolutely terrible. But on the bright side, we did get out with our life. So yeah, we didn't die. It could have gone worse. As that play kind of happened, I was very confident I was dead, but I guess I'm glad I didn't die. So we grab our Yumu's Ghostblade. I think it's a really underrated item because that movement speed, especially if you're playing an assassin, whether you're playing like a champion like Talon or Kha'Zix or even say like Graves. I feel like it's a very underrated item because of the movement speed it gives you. You can really chase down enemies, and yeah, especially if you're ahead, I think it's really strong. If you're in a position to actually like chase down an enemy and like kill them, it's very good. And she's isolated, so down she goes. Yo, alright, we get it. Lots with the Andrews. We get the kill easy. And dragon's up, we get a pick. So we should be able to take the dragon. This could be Nico. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, it's not Nico. That is definitely Nico. That is definitely Nico, and we get the shutdown. Let's go. See, that's so stupid, right? Like, I don't know, man. This Nico update seems really silly to me. Alright, so we got level 11. We evolve our W here. Because the W, before this, it was like just a straight line. Now we shoot out 3 missiles, and it slows the enemy. It slows anything it hits by quite a bit. And it does a lot of damage too. and you can kind of spam that ability. So in like in a team fight scenario where like you're just like before someone actually engages, you can put out a lot of damage. You can poke the enemy out a lot just with your W. So yeah, right now we're trying to take as much from the Hecarim as possible. We killed the Hecarim, so try to take as many of his camps, as much gold as you can from him. We could technically go over and farm our entire jungle, because our entire jungle right now is up, but any camp that we can take from him is worth twice my own camp, so for sure I'm going to clear his jungle first. And at this point I have about a 2k goal, I have about 2k goal, so it would be a really good idea for us to reset, but this looks pretty juicy for us. But unfortunately, we fall for the Nico bait again. Oh, luckily for us though, due to minion aggro, we do pick up a kill in return. We get the Nico, but that kill was definitely not worth it. I should have just reset like I was initially planning to, because I had 2k gold, but that's alright. Honestly, you know what? I'm not even mad. I think that play was worth, because it's a bit of limit testing where we're ahead right now. These are the kind of games where you gotta limit test, because I think there definitely is a world where I could have played that a little bit better, and I could have walked away from that fight with a triple kill, but I don't think I played that ideally. So you gotta try it, basically. I believe that you just gotta keep trying it, and eventually your mechanics will get good enough where you can pull off plays like that. We see a fight happening in top, Viego and Timo. We can't quite affect that right now, so we just gotta send our thoughts and prayers to Viego, and they work. Let's go. Viego gets a solo bolo on the Timo. Oh, but unfortunately he goes down. I'm guessing that's probably with his ignite. That was hilarious. Like, so the Ari actually flashed into the Lux ulti after the Lux ulti actually even hit her. So like that was an entirely unnecessary flash, because first of all the Lux ulti hit her, and then she flashed into a turret. It flashed into like a destination where the Lux ulti would have hit her anyway. So that was a bit hilarious. Alright, so I see that the Hecarim's red is up. Perhaps his Raptors are up too. Yeah, Raptors are up. But let me see if I can catch the Hecarim on his red. Oh, y'all want to see a magic trick? You see the Hecarim? No, you don't. Yeah, we're just really fed at this point as Kha'Zix. So you can quite easily pick up isolated targets. And and Hecarim was isolated right there. And the team was 100% dead there. Now it's just a matter of whether he can get a kill in return. But thankfully he doesn't. Viego does tank a shroom there, but he lives. And with that, with Hecarim and Timo dead, this seems like a really good time for Baron. And we can start it up real quick. Dragon's coming up in about 45 seconds, so we can actually take this, reset, and go for Dragon 2. And we also have about 2.7k gold. So we get our Edge of Night, and probably Cyrill's Grudge, because that slow is just huge for Kha'Zix, because the UW already slows them, and the Cyrill's Grudge slows them even further. And yeah, so it also gives you a little bit of armor pen, and you could argue that the enemy don't really have a tank or anything, so what's the point of armor pen? But the the fact of the matter is that like every champion has some base armor, so with the armor pen, you're kind of negating that armor, that base armor, so you are in fact dealing a little bit more damage to each enemy, even if they're not actually building any armor items. by taking armor pen, you will still be dealing more damage than you would if you didn't have it. And our team goes ahead and secures the dragon here. So here's the thing, right there, I could have gone to the dragon, but I knew the Hecarim was dead. The enemy team wasn't contesting it, so I took the opportunity to take the enemy jungle instead. Because you gotta make the enemy team pay for, yeah, you gotta make the enemy team pay as much as you can get. So yeah, we take our top jungle, see if we can get some picks here. I guess our team just gets it. We don't have to do much there. The Nico looks really low here. See if he can do something about it. Um, we're not sure which one. Oh, there she is. But we don't really have a way in there because we don't really have any information as to whether the Orianna will use her ult or not. We just saw Nico dive in there, and that is definitely Nico. And she was not that low, but she was isolated right there. The Orianna absolutely trolled her. If the Orianna stood a little bit closer, there was a very good chance I died there because Nico was actually channeling her ultimate there. If she lived like a second longer, her ulti would have gone off and I would have got stunned, and Orianna would probably use her R on me and I would have just died because I don't have much MR at this point. I feel like that's something I should build soon. And right there, what we did was we eat over the pit, we Prowlers into Q, and Orianna just goes down. We flashed back over the pit, and yeah, so right there I knew I was gonna die. So I just tried to put out as much damage as possible, hoping my team would clean up, and we did decently well on that. That was a 3 for 1. 3 of them died for 1 of me, so I think that's totally worth it. I had a bit of a shutdown again, but with 4 of them dead now, we can quite comfortably, I think, get both inhibs and back off. Um, I don't quite think we could have ended here because we just didn't have enough minions. Now it's a bit late because they're gonna start respawning. Earlier, there, if we had a wave, I think like 4 of our team members could have perhaps ended, but we just didn't have we didn't have a wave for it basically. So we couldn't quite do that. And now red's up. At this point, like our entire jungle's up, to be honest. Blue's coming up, but the rest of the jungle is up. But going for a full clear is probably not ideal. Is that Nico? No, it's not. But we can go for it. We can farm up to our level 16, because if we get our level 16, we get our E upgrade, so E evolve, I mean. So what our E evolve does is basically every time you get a kill, you get a reset on your E's cooldown, so you can keep hopping. Basically, you kind of get like a Tristana W, where you can keep hopping every time you get a takedown. Not a kill, it's a takedown actually. If you get a takedown, you can hop again. So yeah, it's really good in like cleaning up fights with Kha'Zix. So if like you have a bunch of low targets, you can like you can E in on one target, kill them real quick with your auto Q, auto W, auto. That's like the quickest high damage combo in Kha'Zix. And then E over to the next target. Right now, just wait for them to see, wait and see if they like face check that brush, but they don't seem to be heading this way. So quickly grab the red. Wait a second longer. They're chasing the Victor top, so you see if you can like go behind them here. Right now I'm just waiting to see if one of them would isolate themselves. And the Orianna isolated herself. They both isolated at the moment. Uh, you have to pick the right target. And I guess Nico goes down. Let's go. And we secure that kill. Alright, take our Gromp into blue. And Dragon's up in 30 seconds.
has been slain.
Ooh, Lux dies there. But it's alright.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
At this point, this game is most likely won, but we just have to like see it through. Because to be honest, like the number of games of lost being this far ahead is quite high. So I would absolutely say this is a win-win for sure. But yeah, like right now, I totally got caught by that Nico ultimate, but it doesn't matter because just because I'm so far ahead. And the team mushroom kills Viego, and we died too. Unfortunately. Oh no, it's just Ezreal alive right now. Ezreal's gotta stay alive somehow. Just don't die. They could take the dragon right now. Let's see. Mm, we can afford a Kempunk Chainsword, but like, I don't really think it's very efficient this game. I really want to get the Black Cleaver, but we can't quite afford it. But I guess we could just get a competent Caulfield's Warhammer. But they do have a lot of magic damage. Like their only like physical damage is Hecarim, but Hecarim is just so far behind it doesn't quite matter. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, we can quickly grab them all and head over to Dragon. Our team's actually taking the Dragon. We might not even have to go there. So yeah, we can just head over straight to Baron right now. And our team's fallen. So yeah, we got this. We just take the Dragon, now we take the Baron, and we should be able to quickly close out this game. Hopefully.
The enemy's inhibitor is respawning soon.
We could have reset. No. Actually, right now there's no point. There's absolutely no point in us resetting. We have full health. We just got the Baron. We gotta keep the pressure up, I think. And Teemo Shrooms are really annoying right now because they're such a great deep push tool because they keep clearing the wave and like that Shroom. We can't clear that anymore. I don't have Oracle. I already used it. And he keeps killing the minions with it. He took turret aggro, but that's okay. They have a lot of CC. As long as I don't get caught by that CC, I should be fine. Hecarim dies in for us. And we kill him with 2 Qs. And down they go. 2 down, 3 down. Can we get the 4? Yeah, there we go. We got Prowler's Claw into Q. 4 down, and it's just Teemo alive right now. This should be an end. I think Teemo flashed in for the Viego there. Does he get the Viego? Ooh, unfortunately he does. But just like that, that's a wrap on that game. If you liked that video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.